All right, so you have these angles. Just to review yesterday, you might want to draw this somewhere because it'll come up on your homework today. You do have homework today. Shh, focus. There are 3 different ways to name an angle. I had my other kids open up their book and I showed them where it said that because we do have a book. You don't have to. I would draw this at the bottom just to remind yourself how to name an angle because there's one extra way that we did not really discuss, but it is a way. So, can anybody name one specific way to name this angle? It's high throw. There you go.
Thanks. Angle B.
Angle B. Why did you use the letter B?
Because that's at the vertex.
The vertex. It's the vertex. Perfect. Correct. Who knows how to name it a second way? You can throw it whoever you want. Whomever.
Angle ABC.
Angle ABC. Bruce, can we switch those letters around and do CBA?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we do BAC?
No.
No, why not?
Because it needs to go with like the correct order.
In the correct order, what needs to be in the middle?
B.
B, because it's the
What was that?
vertex. Perfect. All right, can anybody guess what the last way that we did not discuss about yesterday, but just take a guess at what you think we could name it?
Wait, are we?
You want to throw it to Kennedy?
Are we doing the blue one or the?
We're doing this right now, buddy.
Oh.
Just take a guess. Angle 7. That's exactly correct. So you can name it if there's a number inside. You can say angle and then that number. Okay, we didn't talk about that yesterday, but it is on the classwork today, whenever you get it. All right, so we're going to talk about this. Kennedy, you can... Sorry, dude. Focus. All right, so name the purple angle. You can throw it to whoever you want to throw it to.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh.
Lena, what comes first when you name an angle, though?
An angle sign.
An angle sign. All right, now name the purple. Now, Mason, this is the purple angle right here. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Lena, go ahead.
APG.
Sure. APG, can we switch around those letters?
Yes.
Yep, to GPA. Can anybody else name how we can name the purple?
GCP? Or no, GP.
Do you have the ball of talking?
Oh, sorry.
All right, Chris, name it anyways. It's okay.
Right over my hands, but
Okay.
Focus.
CG.
Angle what? No, because the vertex has to be in the center.
Okay, CPG.
We just named that one, didn't we?
Yes.
CPG? That does not make sense.
A.
You have to go around the angle. CPA, that's perfect. So CPA, which means we also can reverse it to APC. All right, who can name the red angle? Red angle. Go ahead, throw it. Make sure they're looking when you do.
I mean, he's
John,
Which one is the red one?
name the red angle. It's up here.
I actually can't.
Sure. APF, we can switch it around and say FPA. John, you already have the ball, so just tell me the other way you think we can name this. APD. And can we switch around those letters? Yeah. Angle DPA.
Huh?
All right, name the blue one. Who wants to name the blue angle? The blue angle, Mason, is over here. We're going around the... Throw it to whomever you want. Or Mason. All right, Mason.
No.
It's this one.
DPB.
Yep, DPB, which we can switch around the letters. B, P, D. And then, Mason, you already have the ball, so I might as well name the other one.
FPB.
Yep, that's correct. All right, who wants to name the green one? Just hand it to me.
Okay.
Ethan? All right, go ahead. So sorry.
Okay.
All right, Ethan. GPB, I like it, which means you can switch around the letters to BPG. What else can you do, Ethan? Don't overthink it. That is correct. All right, so now we're going to go back to our notes. We have finished this. You can toss me the ball. Thank you. We're going to go to the protractor. Oh, before we do, yesterday's notes, Jenny has them already out. All the way on the back, you need to check your PEMDAS. Remember that, so go, hurry up and get it so we can keep moving. Get the notes from yesterday. The notes from yesterday. These are the answers to the notes from yesterday. You want to write them down, but here's the thing. Are you allowed to show no work in my class? No. Do you think you need work on these? Have you lost your mind? Exactly. Cool.
No. Yes.
Yes, you need to show work on these. So yes, these are the answers, but your work needs to match up to the answers. Okay? Why do you need to fill this out? Where do you get this grade from?
Test A.
Your test day, but what is it? A notebook check. Good. Your notebook check, these need to be completed. So go ahead and write the answers in the corner. You do still need to actually do the problems if you haven't already done them. Okay? Ready? We're going to move on, so hurry up and write down the numbers.
Please pardon the interruption. The JV and middle school football game scheduled against University Christian has been canceled for today. The JV and middle school football game against University
Ready, I'm
Christian
moving on.
has been canceled for today.
Hurry up and write it down. Come on.
I missed my shoulder. Is that right?
That's-
Do we have to?
No, you don't have to do anything. It's from yesterday, buddy. All right, ask me about it after class. We still got to keep going. All right, the front of our notes today. Find the protractor from our notes today. I'm going to do 2 of them, and then you guys are going to take a minute or 2 to finish them. It says, find the measure, degree measure of each of the following angles. Classify each as acute, right, or obtuse. So let's start. We have A, O, B. Let's look at, are either of them at 0?
Yes.
Yes. Is 0 on the top layer? No. Is 0 on the top layer or the bottom? The bottom. So what's easiest is if we read the bottom when we get to the other ray. All right. It doesn't matter if you read from the top, but if you read from the top at the A portion, you have to do it at the B portion as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Good. So 0. What is B at? It's between 40 and 30. So 35. What's the distance between 0 and 35? 35. Is that going to be a right, acute, or obtuse? It's so cute. It's not even funny.
I get it.
C-O-E. Thank you, Mason, for your pity. C-O-E. All right. This one, neither of the rays are at 0. Am I right or am I right?
You're wrong.
I am right. So, what we do is we decide right here, right now. Do we want to read the top or the bottom? Doesn't matter to me. Sure, let's read the top. If we read the top over here at E, we also have to read the top at C. All right, so what number is E at? 35.
115.
And C is at 115. How do we figure out the distance then?
Subtract.
Subtract. 35, so we get
185. 85.
80,
80.
Mr. Kevin. And that is the cute. Just kidding, Andrew. Sorry. All right, so you guys are going to do the rest, and then we're going to go over them. Go. All right, AOC.
Is?
AOC. 65 degrees. Which makes it acute. COD. It's letter F. 45 degrees. Do we agree? Yes, we do. Throw to the next person. Who's going to get BOC? Yes, I am. Who's answering the next one? That's fine. So toss it. Okay, Lena.
We're on C.
Yeah, we got BOC.
It's 30 degrees and acute.
Do we agree?
Yeah.
I agree. 30 degrees and acute. Go ahead and give it to Kaya. She wants to answer BOD. Okay, then throw it to someone else. That's okay.
Which one am I?
BOD. So letter G.
75 degrees.
75 degrees. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yes, which would make it acute. Go ahead and hand it to someone else. BOE. Everyone can do BOE.
Oh, easy.
Chris, BOE. Let's go. Come on.
110 degrees on this obtuse.
And it's obtuse. 110 degrees, and it's obtuse. Reed, you got the last one. How many degrees is it?
155.
145. And obtuse. All right. Next part of the lesson. We got to keep going because y'all are way behind. You can see it on your paper. Apparently it is weird on the screen. Don't ask me why. I don't know. They could see it on the iPad. You could see it on your paper. All right, so it says GHC is 60. Whatever I do, I suggest that you do. I write inside of my angles so that I can see how many degrees we're talking about. Then we have CHI, which is 104 degrees. It says find the measure of GHI. So what do you think we do to find the measure of the entire angle? We add them. So 104 plus 60 will equal 164. We're going to use this in like 2 seconds, the whole concept. We're going to add algebra to it. All right? Number 4 is not that difficult, so chillax. WVU is what we're finding. It says ZVU is 62 degrees. WVZ is 50. So what do we do to find the whole angle? Add them. 50 plus 62 is 112.
No. 6 plus 5 is 11.
Good job. All right, so now we're going to use that same property here. Okay, again, we got to go. We got to do this. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to paste this from the earlier portion. This was the first problem we did. Okay, it's number 3 on the front page of your paper, where we had 104 degrees and 60 degrees. We added them, and it equaled the outer angle. We agree? Yeah. Good. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. We have to read this. It says, given that LKN, which is this angle right here, how many degrees is LKN? 145. But instead of being given the 2 inner angles, we were given algebraic expressions. And we need to find them. Chillax. There's one portion of geometry, and the rest of it is not our bell. The rest of it is algebra. We set up an equation, and we solve. Okay? So just like in our equation before, the 2 angles added together equaled the outer angle, the whole angle. It's exactly what we're going to do here. My 2 inner angles are 2x plus 10. So we're going to take that one. We're going to add it to the other inner angle, which is 4x minus 3. When those 2 angles are combined, what do they make?
6x.
Well, no. What do they equal? 145. They equal the outer angle. I wasn't asking you to combine, not that you were wrong. Just. All right, so we're going to combine these 2 together and set it equal to that outer angle. That's why I color-coded it. Now, you guys are 1 step ahead. Now you add what's 2x and 4x? 6x. 10 minus 7 is, plus 7. Yep, we need to subtract 7. We get 6x equals 138. Divide by 6. X equals 23. But did it ask me for x? No. It really didn't. But I needed x to figure out the rest of it. Yeah. To find the measure of LKM currently, okay, because that's what it's asking me to find. Currently, it's 2, I said it right. It's 2x plus 10. But now I know what x is, right? Yeah. So what can I do to figure it out? Plug it in. All right, so we're plugging in 23. What's 2 times 23? 46. Plus 10 is 56. All right, calm down. The second angle, okay, we're finding the measure of angle, what do they call it? MKN. Currently, it is 4 times whatever x is minus 3. Right, minus 3? Yeah. All right, so we plug in our x, which is 23. You're 1 step ahead of us. We're plugging in 23. 4 times 23, Elena knows, is 92. Minus 3, what do we get? 89. Okay, so the measure of MKN is 89 degrees. How can I decide or figure out if this is correct or not?
Add them.
Add them, and what should they equal?
145.
145. Do they equal 145?
Yes.
Yes, they do. All right, this is the concept that we do this entire page. Okay? Ready? Okay. The difference between this problem and that problem is that the first sentence says, given that KLM is a straight angle. So that'd be this angle right here. What do we know about straight angles? They're 180 degrees. So it didn't flat out say, hey, the outer angle is 180. You had to know the word. Okay? So from here, we literally do the same thing. We're going to take our two inners. So 10x minus 5. We're going to add it to the other one, which is 4x plus 3. And we're going to set it equal to our outer angle, 180. And we do literally the same thing. We have 10x and 4x, which make 14x. Yep, minus 5 plus 3 is minus 2. And that equals 180. Add 2. So we get 182. We're adding, not subtracting. I did that earlier, though. That's okay. Divide by 14. You get 13. Boom. But did it ask me what x was? No. So I got to plug it in. The measure of angle KLN equals 10 times whatever x is, which is 13, minus 5. So 10 times 13 is 130, minus 5 is 125. So you are correct. And then we do the same thing with the other angle. The measure of angle, what's the other one? NLM. These words are too close together, letters. So we got, I'm getting there, 4 times 13, which is indeed 52. Still not your bell. 52 plus 3 is 55. So what should these two angles add up to? 180. Do they add up to 180? Yes, cha-ching. All right, well, then we do our last one on this page. Yeah, what's the difference?
It's a right angle.
It's a right angle, which does make it equal to 90. Yes, Bruce?
So, let's say you do it and you get one of the angles. Couldn't you then subtract 180 or 120?
Do you ever make mistakes when you're doing math?
Sometimes.
So, yes, you can. Focus. Yes, you can. But if you made a mistake here and you just subtract, then they would both be wrong. I do suggest that you do both of them so that you can double check yourself. Technically, you could. You're not wrong. But had you made a mistake or gotten the wrong x, the only way that you would have known that is if you plugged them both in. Does that make sense? A good question. On number 9, the second problem, what is the other way I could have known that they added up to 90?
The right angle box.
The box, yeah, perfect. All right, so we're going to add the two inners, which are 2x plus 2. Added it to x plus 1, and it will equal 90. All right, then we have 2x and x, which make 3x. 2 plus 1 is 3. Subtract 3. 29. Well, the final answer. We got 87 first. Divide by 3. Yes, now we get 29. We are going fast because we don't have very much time in this class. So the measure of angle EFH is equal to 2 times 29 plus 2. What's 2 times 29? 58 plus 2 is 60. So realistically, using Bruce's method, which is a good one, what should the other one come out to? It should come out to 30. Let's just check. We got the measure of angle HFG. Plug in 29. 29 plus 1 is 30. So perfect. They do add up to 90. We did a good job. All right, I want you to take out a highlighter. Hurry. We're just going to have one example to go over when you come back tomorrow. Because if you flip the page, we're going to do this problem.
I got the highlighter.
I want you to highlight the word bisects. It's highly important. Not only does it cut something in half, but it cuts something into two. I want you to write this down as well. Two congruent parts. You're going to highlight something again in a second, so keep it out. Two congruent parts. So looking at this picture here, okay, other than the word bisect, what do you notice is on this picture that would let me know that this outer angle PQR was cut perfectly in half?
The mark.
Yeah, the marks. These little, I call them curve marks. They're not even. It doesn't matter that they're not even. All that matters is that there is one in this angle and one in this angle, which means they're congruent completely. So what's the measure of this bottom angle? 24, because they're congruent. That will help me find my answer. I need to find the measure of angle, PQR. So what would I do? Adam, what's 24 plus 24? 48 degrees. Congratulations, that's the answer. Can I move to the last one? Okay. Ah! Well, you said 1 second. I do have this lesson on YouTube. That's what we're currently. Always pause if you need more time, whoever's watching this. Okay, so I want you to highlight one more time, bisects. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about this problem. I'm sorry that it's not really on the screen, but it's on your paper, I promise. The word bisects. It says find the measure of ABD, find the measure of CBD, and the measure of ABC. Does it tell you anything about the measure of the outer angle? No. You, listen, look at me. You cannot look at this and say, Bruce, look at me. You cannot look at this and say, oh, it looks like 90 degrees, so it's got to be equal to 90 degrees. You cannot do that, because what's not there? A box, and it doesn't say, hey, this is a right angle. But what it does tell you is that it's bisected. So we know that this angle and this angle, what are they? They're congruent, which means they have the same measure, which means that they are equal to each other. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to set them equal to each other. Sorry, I'm trying to erase it. Because this side is the same measure, we're going to set 6x plus 14. We're going to set it equal to 3x plus, what is it, 29? 29. We solve super quick. Subtract that 3x. So we get 3x plus 14 equals 29. Subtract my 14 now. I know we're speeding through this, and I'm really sorry. We get x equals 5. Is everyone okay with getting x equals 5? The only reason we could do this, because what word did we look at? Bisects. And that means the left is equal to the right. So when we find this, how do we find the measure of all the other pieces? Plug them in. So to find the measure of this one, we plug in 6 times 5 plus 14. Don't put anything away yet. What's 6 times 5? 30 plus 14 is? 44. So realistically, what should the other angle be? 44. Let's check. 3 times, what was the number? 5 plus 29. 3 times 5 is? 15. Plus 29. Most of you are just going to be like, it's 44 because Ms. Marshall says it. It is 44. And then the last part, it says find the measure of ABC. How do we find the measure of ABC? We add them. 44 and 44 make 88. That was the end of the lesson. So pause your classwork that I'm about to hand you. This is your homework. There are 11 problems over yesterday's lesson and today's lesson. Okay? It is due tomorrow.